Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, dear friends blessed by Allah. I pray that we are blessed with safety in this world and the hereafter. This story begins hundreds of years before the birth of Prophet Muhammad, when the Zamzam well first disappeared from human knowledge. According to historical records collected from the book Sayyara Kaaba by Ali Husni al-Karbuti, various theories emerged about why and how this well vanished, from mystical dreams of Abdul Muttalib to scientific research by Tariq Hussein, which required him to delve into the well itself. Each story in this narrative explores the blend of history, Islamic tradition, legend, and miracles surrounding the Zamzam well. In the arid valley of Mecca, under the relentless scorching sun, there lies a mystery that had been forgotten for centuries: the Zamzam well. At that time, Mecca was suffering from a severe drought, and Abdul Muttalib, respected leader, felt the heavy responsibility he bore amidst the worsening drought. His responsibilities were not only as a leader, but also as the guardian of the Kaaba's honor and provider of water for pilgrims. One night, Abdul Muttalib fell asleep at Hijr Ismail and dreamed of a well named Zamzam. In his dream, an unidentified figure instructed him, "Dig Thoyaban." Abdul Muttalib woke up, confused, wondering about the meaning and location of Thoyaban. The following night, the same figure reappeared in his dream, this time saying, "Dig Biro." Yet again, Abdul Muttalib woke up without an answer. On the third night, the dream came again with an even more mysterious message, "Dig Mednuna." Abdul Muttalib's curiosity and doubts intensified. However, it was not until the fourth night that the dream provided clear instructions. "Dig Zamzam, the water that neither dries nor overflows. You can give it to pilgrims to drink. Its location is between filth and blood, at the beak of a deaf crow, and in an ant's nest." With the signs given, Abdul Muttalib rose with determination. He summoned his eldest son and began digging at the location now known as the Zamzam well site. After several exhausting days of digging, on the fourth day, the structure of the well's walls began to emerge. Pure, fresh water was finally reached, bringing relief to those who had long been thirsty. What was even more astonishing was that inside the well, they discovered two golden deer statues, swords, and shields artifacts that were both bewildering and mesmerizing. With tears of joy, Abdul Muttalib exclaimed, "Allahu Akbar! This is Ismail's well." News of this discovery quickly spread, and the Quraysh people gathered around Abdul Muttalib. They claimed that the well was communal property, as it had belonged to Ismail before. However, Abdul Muttalib firmly refused, declaring that the well was a special gift from Allah granted to him. The conflict over the ownership of the Zamzam well persisted until an agreement was reached to bring the matter to a wise woman from the Sad tribe in Syria. Abdul Muttalib, along with his son and some Quraysh representatives, set out for Syria, carrying hope and strong conviction that justice would be on his side. However, during the journey, they ran out of water. "We must share what we have," said one of the Quraysh members, observing another caravan that refused to share their water. Abdul Muttalib, with his legendary wisdom, replied, "We must trust in Allah. He who granted us the Zamzam well will provide us with a way out." Despite this, worry and doubt began to fill their hearts. In a state of despair, Abdul Muttalib suggested digging graves for each person, in case they accidentally found a water source. "If one of us dies, at least we can bury him with respect," he said with a heavy voice. Each person began digging a hole for what would be their own grave. However, on the second day, when all seemed bleak, Abdul Muttalib offered an uplifting piece of advice. Surrendering to death without trying is an act of cowardice. Let us search for water until our last breath. With this conviction, he mounted his camel and resumed the search for water. His weak and thirsty camel suddenly stomped its foot forcefully into the ground, and miraculously, water began to flow from the spot where the camel had stepped. Allahu Akbar, shouted Abdul Muttalib, amazed at the miracle they had just witnessed. His companions joined in the shouts of gratitude. They immediately drank the water, quenching their long-endured thirst. Then, with open hearts, Abdul Muttalib invited the other caravan, who had refused to share water with them. "We must show kindness, even if they did not do the same to us," said Abdul Muttalib gently. This noble attitude caught the attention of the other caravan. They were astonished and moved by Abdul Muttalib and his group's kindness. "O Abdul Muttalib, by Allah, Allah has decreed between you and us. He has granted you victory," said one of them. "By Allah, we will never dispute with you about Zamzam again. The Lord who provided us water in this desert has granted Zamzam to you." Even so, to put the Quraysh at ease, Abdul Muttalib suggested continuing their journey to Syria to seek the opinion of someone more respected among them. Upon arriving in Syria, Abdul Muttalib's group was greeted by the wise woman of the Sad tribe. "We have come to seek justice over our rights regarding the Zamzam well," Abdul Muttalib said with a voice full of certainty. Abdul Muttalib recounted his dreams, the digging of the well, the discovery of treasures, and the miracles found in the desert. The wise woman listened intently, nodding occasionally. After Abdul Muttalib finished speaking, she said, "The Zamzam well is indeed the heritage of Prophet Ismail, but not all inheritance must be divided equally." The dreams and miracles recounted by Abdul Muttalib are evidence that he has been chosen by the Almighty to be the guardian of this well. Murmurs were heard among the Quraysh delegation, while the faces of Abdul Muttalib and his followers glowed with relief and gratitude. With this decision, the conflict over the ownership of the Zamzam well ended. Years turned into centuries, and another legend began to unfold in another corner of the Islamic world, in Indonesia. According to the narrative, Sultan Maulana Mansyuruddin, the 7th Sultan of Banten, had a deep desire to explore the world beyond. After transferring power to his son, Sultan Abdul Fadli, he embarked on a journey that led him to Baghdad, aiming to establish an embassy for Banten there. However, this dream did not unfold as expected, and Sultan Maulana Mansyuruddin faced failure and deep humiliation. On his journey home, Sultan Maulana Mansyuruddin decided to visit Mecca, where he prayed fervently, seeking guidance from Allah to return to Banten. While meditating near the Zamzam well, Sultan Maulana Mansyuruddin received inspiration to dive into the well. With unwavering faith, he followed the guidance and submerged himself into the Zamzam well. Astonishingly, he emerged from a water spring in Pandeglang, Banten. This miraculous event did not end there. Water continued to flow from the spot where Sultan Maulana Mansyuruddin appeared, and the local population believed that the water came from the Zamzam well. They assumed that the well had leaked to Banten to prevent pilgrims in Mecca from running out of water. A Quran was placed over the spring, which later transformed into the Quran stone. The story of Sultan Maulana Mansyuruddin and the Quran stone became a famous legend in Banten. The water flowing from the spring was regarded as holy, and many believed it possessed healing and blessed properties. The Batu Quran itself became a pilgrimage site where many people prayed and reflected, seeking spiritual guidance and healing. As the times progressed toward the modern era, the story of the Zamzam well captured the attention of Tariq Hussein, an experienced desalination engineer from Riyadh. With a strong background in chemistry and water treatment technology, Thoric had spent years studying ways to produce drinking water from seawater. However, his involvement with the Zamzam well began with an unexpected challenge. In 1971, an article by a doctor in the European press sparked controversy by claiming that Zamzam water was unfit for drinking. This claim was based on the assumption that, since the Kaaba is located below sea level and at the center of the city of Mecca, urban wastewater might have mixed with the well water, compromising its quality. This claim quickly caught the attention of King Faisal, who became very angry and determined to refute the allegations. He ordered the Ministry of Agriculture and Water Resources to investigate, and Thoric was chosen to lead this investigation. With a passion to disprove the erroneous claims and uphold the reputation of Muslims, Thoric began his research. He first visited Mecca to observe the Zamzam well directly. He was surprised to find that the well resembled a small pool, approximately 6 by 4.5 meters in size. He wondered how such a small well could supply millions of gallons of water every year to Hajj pilgrims and visitors. His amazement grew further when he learned that the well had existed since the time of Prophet Ibrahim. He then took water samples from the well and sent them to several laboratories in Europe for comprehensive analysis. While waiting for the results, he conducted additional research, including testing the chemical composition of the water in local laboratories in Riyadh. When the results from European laboratories arrived, Thoric was astounded. The analysis showed that Zamzam water had exceptionally high quality, even better than the standards for drinking water. Its mineral content, including calcium and magnesium, was slightly higher, which explained its refreshing taste. More importantly, Zamzam water contained fluoride, which was effective as an antibacterial agent. Thoric reported his findings to King Faisal, who received the news with great joy. The king immediately ordered the publication of these results, silencing previous negative claims and reaffirming the miraculous nature of Zamzam as a gift to the faithful. Through this scientific research, Thoric not only reaffirmed the blessed nature of Zamzam water, but also opened the eyes of many people to the importance of combining faith and science. His research became a turning point, proving that the Zamzam well is not only spiritually significant, but also a unique and valuable source of water in the modern world. Wallahu alam bish shawab, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May this story inspire us to deepen our faith and appreciation for the blessings that Allah has bestowed upon us. Thank you for your attention, and for those who have supported by liking and subscribing. May Allah reward you abundantly and grant you a place in Jannah. Until we meet again in the next discussion, may peace, mercy, and blessings of Allah be upon you all.